Hello again. So in this part of the demo, we're going to import some Python files. So we access that through the file import menu item, and we'll select Python files. I have a handful of them here. We'll select them all and let the plugin parse them. What'll happen is the plugin has a very simplistic layout mechanism, so once we get them on the UML diagram, I'll rearrange them with a couple other plugins. So there it is. Let's select them all so the plugin can operate on them. And we'll do a automatic layout. A little bit better. Let's run one more, the arrange links plugin, and voila, imported. One thing that the plugin is good at is saving the code that was imported, as you can see here. That allows a little bit of round-trip engineering, so if you were to take this diagram and export it back out as Python files, you'd keep that code. That's it for importing Python. Hello, this is Umberto. I'm going to show right now the orthogonal layout capability the Pyut has. I'll drop a file on the UML frame and select all the UML elements. Use tools, and pick orthogonal layout. I have a preset to lay it out in a 500 by 500 area. This is adjustable obviously, but I like, for this particular diagram, I like kind of that layout area. A little bit of animation. I don't like that it's kind of that far to the left, so I'm going to go ahead and move it a little bit to the left. I'm sorry, to the right. And voila, orthogonal layout works. Okay, another demo snippet here. In this one, we're going to talk a couple of new features are put in the latest 6.6 release. Typical behavior for Pyut when you started up in the past was it would open up and basically open up to an empty empty project with no diagrams. With 6.6, we introduced another feature or a flag that's on by default, and it's in the general tab of the preferences dialog, and it says open the last or load the last open project. And the way Pyut determines that is he'll open on the recently opened list, he'll open this one. So what can happen is once you go away and you come back with that option turned on, Pyut will automatically open that file and then get rid of that default blank project. The other thing that was introduced in 6.6 was from an aesthetics point of view, it probably wasn't necessary for Pyut to expose its file suffix, which is this .put. So by default, what it does as a preference, this is turned off, so you don't see that anymore, although I turned it on for the purposes of the demo. And what will happen is when you open up projects in the future, what will happen is you won't see that link, and it's a kind of a way to get a little bit more space in here for longer project names. So if we even were to load another one like Space Safe 10, again they won't have the file extension on. Okay, that's it for this one. Hello, welcome again to yet another demo snippet. In this particular demo, I'm going to show Pyut importing some Java code, and we're going to work a little bit on its layout with some of the plugins and some of the manual things you can do. So again, let's go File, Import. We'll pick Java, the Java plugin, and we'll navigate to where I know there's some snazzy Java files laying around. Pick them. As usual, plugin's not too sophisticated with its layout mechanism. Let's select all of them and do a layout. do yet another arrange links, and we'll get a little bit better layout mechanism. I'm still, as with most things, I don't like bends, or I'm sorry, I don't like crossing lines, so I'll remove these so I can work with them. And I'll take this one, these lines, and kind of arrange them, so make it a little bit more hierarchical. See if we can make it express a little bit better of what we're trying to represent here. One thing you'll notice is I have there's a feature called Snap to Grid. I have that turned off so we can position this anywhere. Sometimes I like that, so what I'll do, I'll go ahead and turn that on right now, and it's in the diagram tab of the preferences dialog. So it's this feature, Snap to Grid. What that means is once we move these around, they'll tend to snap to corners of things. For example, there, kind of the upper right hand corner, so where they'll snap to, and that's sometimes nice just to keep things aligned. So let's do that. Let's put here, snap him here. Let's put a bend, kind of a orthogonal bend on this one here, so we can get some of them out of the way, some of the lines kind of out of the way. So it kind of looks like this. I'm contemplating in the future putting another feature in called snap these lines to the grid. Still working on what the mechanics of those are. Okay, straighten this out. Let's straighten this guy out here too. It just looks better if there's kind of straight line underneath. I think that's what we have. Let's do this one. Straighten him out. I think they're mostly straight. Okay, so what it's showing you then right now basically is you have a couple interfaces on the top portion of the diagram called created and modified and tendency interfaces. This base model class is super class, and it implements both iCreate and iModified, and then these two real classes, a user and tenant, inherit from base model and thus get the base model behavior plus the created and modified behavior. Feature is a subclass of base model, and that implements a feature called tendency, or I'm sorry, interface called tendency. That's it for the demo here. Thanks.